question.
Last question. My last question is the last question of the
show. Yeah.
So that's what I ask all my guests. Is the last question. Tell us about something cool you're currently working on.
Ooh. That I'm currently working on.
Yeah.
So I've actually just finished my current 2 projects. So
tell us about them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
you finished working on them and they'll be published soon?
Yeah, so one of them was already exhibited, and the other one is going into print like next week. So one of them was an illustration project, and the other one was kind of a bit more like an artsy project.
Okay, tell us about both.
So the illustration one is maybe like easier to explain. So I'll go first. It's for the Dust City Rollers in Graz, which is a sports team, the roller derby team. And they came to me for a custom shirt illustration. So they always have big competitions, and they have the like team shirts. And they specifically wanted to make a statement with this, that the statement on the shirt as well is trans people belong in sports. Because there is a very large political movement of excluding trans people from doing sports, which is just like silly. I'm sure we can find a way socially to let everybody do a sport, and do it in a team and do it competitively. I think gender or personal reasons should not be the problem, but we like to exclude people. So trans people do belong in sports, and they wanted to work specifically with a queer artist to do that, which I think is very honorable. And we worked on a really cool illustration, basically just like of a person that like one figure in the kind of roller derby outfit. So they have the roller derby shoes, like the skates. They're like 4. But they're like different from like everyday use. They're like sports skates. They're kind of slightly different. And obviously they wear like helmets and gear. And so it's like a person in their gear with like the statement on. So quite simple. That's kind of finished now. Very simple project, but like a fun little project. And I always love these little illustration projects. And then the other one is a bit more, I had to go into very deep kind of theories and feminist theories.
Okay.
So the other project was, I was approached by somebody I've worked with who did kind of like work as a gallerist, but she's currently working with the university and she has less time for the kind of like gallerist activities, but she still has all of our contacts from the kind of gallery. And they've, at the University Graz, they put on every year, I'm not sure if it's every year, the ÖGGF. It's
what
like,
is that?
I'm not entirely sure what the shortening stands for, but it's a big conference on gender and equality and like women's equality in a universital context, because you have a lot of women working, a lot of women studying at universities now. Actually, more women studying at the university than men in Austria, but the leadership and the head of universities are exclusively old white men. And there's a certain kind of like,
it's like a generational gap, basically.
Yeah, and there is what's called and that was part of my project, the kind of leaky pipeline, where you have a lot of the water when you start, and somewhere along the way there's holes and people get lost, and then higher you get up the food chain, suddenly where are all these women gone? Where are all these women that are studying and are experts in their fields? They're not making it up to the leadership positions for certain reasons. And they had the ÖGGF, the Conference for Women's Inequality, and they asked me and like 3 other artists, one of them was Cleo, to exhibit in the main hall in the space that the conference was being held. And we were each given a topic to create an art piece for, in like kind of A1 or A2, but it was being hung. There's like 4 pillars, and they hung them right across from the portraits of the white male leadership
all the presidents
of the university, and they were hung right across.
That's interesting.
So quite a statement. And mine, the topic I was given was the kind of leaky pipeline concept in a general of like bottom up kind of the women getting lost in the process. And then I was also given a few different names of women who are top of their field. And they're not just top of the field, but they were the first. So it's the idea of being the first woman to do something, or the first woman to be president of something. You know, like in Austria, we have not had a female president, for example. So once we get...
Or a chancellor, right?
Or a chancellor. Yeah. So like if we were to have one, she would be the first in her field. And what does that mean? So I created an illustration to go with this. And it was like a combination of like kind of shapes and outlines with a certain statement. And the statement that, once I was approached with this project, the statement that was just ringing in my head was actually from an advertisement from, I think it was BMW. And it was this year for the International Women's Day. BMW released an ad with a little girl, and she wants to be a scientist or whatever. And as women are often told, you are extraordinary. Like, you will make it in your field because you are special. You're different from the other women. You are da-da-da-da. And it's quite powerful ad, actually, because like they see this little girl in the end and she says, I don't want to be the first. I don't want to be the only one. I want to be one of many. I want to be one of many women in my field. And it's always her alone in like a science lab with all men. And her alone in school and it's all men. And she's the only one. But that is a feeling of loneliness, of like, I'm the only one here and everybody else looks at me as different. So we often celebrate women for being, she was the first woman to do this. But why does she have to be? Like, why can't there be many women in science?
I mean, you have to have a first.
Yeah, of course you have to have a first. But I think the next step is to have many. And it's not to be special to be a woman in your field. It's just like, I'm just a woman and I'm doing this job. It's not like, oh my God, you're a woman in tech? That's crazy. Like, no, it's just like, there's lots of women in tech. What's the problem? And I think it's taking that next step. So that was the statement I worked with, was I don't want to be the only one. I don't want to be the first.
Cool.
Yeah.
And this will be exhibited?
It already was.
It already was.
It was. The conference was like 2 weeks ago. And it was only exhibited during the conference. So sadly, it's already over.
Cool.
And I have no idea what happened with the piece after. I actually have to ask her. But they bought it off me, so they can do with it as they please.
So it
now
might be still exhibited somewhere.
It's now in the position of the university. I'm pretty sure it's no longer exhibited because it was a statement also kind of tickling the heads of the university. So I'm not sure they want to have it up all the time because it's a bit of a challenge of like, why are there no women in leadership at this university? So it might like rub some people the wrong way. And from what I know from the like because it's from the Department of Women and Equality at the university, the kind of gender studies. I think they just got special permission to exhibit during a special time, and then they had to take it down again.
I see.
So I think now it's probably in storage somewhere.
I see.
I'll have to check. It is available to buy. So like I do have. They were very, very sweet because they like Faye, who's the woman who works there, who I know, who's the gallerist. She's very adamant to take good care of her artists and to represent artists well. And she likes to work specifically with like women and underrepresented artists, so of any kind. And she fought very hard to get a special like legal thing drafted as well. That was like, we buy the right of you to exhibit it, but you can still sell it. Like if
you still have the right for the art itself.
We're gonna pay you this full amount for the exhibition. But then also if somebody wants to buy it, you can sell it for however much you want. Like we're not gonna have to keep it. So like
that's cool.
I have to check with her. Maybe we can get it. I can get it home and then I can sell it. I don't know what the long-term process is. Haven't had any time to check up on that.
Cool.
So yeah, that was that project. I don't think I have any big art projects lined up coming up. I have my surgery lined up, so I've kind of put a bit of a pause on it, and I've not lined up any new projects because I'm not gonna have any. I'm gonna be in bed trying to heal.
Yeah, it will take some time to recover. I guess.
So I'm not gonna have any time to work on it. So, but I'm looking forward to the next. I feel like since I've because I used to always work little side projects, but my main hustle is always my kind of office job, and financially it still is. But I also didn't used to take myself as serious as I could as an artist and as an illustrator. I think I'm a good artist and a good illustrator. I don't know, whatever that means. But I used to I used to treat it like it was a hobby. Until like a few years ago, I started getting more people approaching me, and I was like, I should really, if I want to do this, I should take myself seriously and, register as a business and, do it properly. And the moment I started doing that, people started approaching me like way more for like projects and art projects.
Cool.
And I felt like there was like a shift once I started taking myself seriously, other people did as well. And I still work 30 hours a week in an agency, so I don't have all the time to do projects. But for some reason, the last 2 years, there's always been one after the other. So this is weird. I don't know if it's karmic or whatever it is, but whenever I finish a project, a new one comes up. And
amazing.
I think word does get around, and I do a little bit of social media stuff, but I've honestly been quite lazy on my Instagram. I've had too many other things on my mind.
That's good. I encourage people to be lazy on their Instagram. They should be so lazy that they shut it off.
Oh God, I'm a social media manager. I can't say that. I've not done crazy amounts of advertising for myself, but somehow
and still you get jobs.
I always get approached for these little projects where I'm like, I have just the amount of time to do that.
Cool.
Not more than that, but I'm also glad I don't have no work.
But
so
it's cool. It means it's vibes with people.
Yeah, and that's really nice. That's
cool.
Yeah.
So you were talking about taking yourself seriously.
Yeah.
So I have a word of advice, and we can drink to that.
Don't take yourself seriously.
Yeah. Don't take yourself too seriously.
Never too seriously. No. Cheers.